Hey guys, in this episode of Behind the Code, we interview Chris Sean, who has a vlogging developer channel. That's how I would describe it. I became a fan of his about 2 weeks ago, reached out to him, and he shares a lot of cool stuff. I kind of really related to him, and we talk about how his channel got started, how he became a developer in 3 months, how his life has changed since he's been a developer, and just a whole bunch of really, I found it very motivating and I found him to be a very humble, honest guy, and I really enjoyed talking to him. I think you guys will enjoy the interview as well. Thank you for watching.
Code everything.
What's up, man?
Hey, thank you for taking the time, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I was actually supposed to get off at 4, but it's okay. I get to leave work a little early.
There you go. And so, are you you're working as a developer, right?
Yes, sir. I'm a front-end developer.
Nice. Same here. I do a little bit of back end, but what stack are you guys working with?
Lamp stack. We were working with MySQL, but we're actually thinking. Well, no, it's not actually. It's already happened. We're moving from MySQL to MariaDB because MySQL isn't really good for expanding. Our server. MySQL can't handle what we do, so we're moving on to MariaDB now. So yeah, it's lamp stack.
Nice. So I recently so I get spammed with and I'm sure you do too, having sort of a coding related channel. Granted, we kind of have different content, but in the same category. Your channel's been popping up quite a bit for me, and so
Really?
oh yeah, I get you on like my homepage all the time, man. So good job on that. I hope, and I've watched a couple of videos, and they're very inspiring.
Yeah.
Why did you start a channel? Just out of curiosity, like what motivated you?
Oh wow, I didn't even realize we were live.
Yeah, we're doing it right now, man. Don't sweat it. We're going.
I had no idea we were live. Let me get away from my computer. Yeah, well, I actually had this. I wanted to learn code, and as I was learning code, I would go. My main source of learning, other than TeamTreehouse.com, was Quora.com. It's a pretty big, well-known website among developers. And so I would Google, what's the most popular language? HTML, CSS. Should I go back end, front end? And while I was learning, I got hired in 3 months, and I decided to share my story on Quora.com. And surprisingly, within the span of 3 weeks, my answer on Quora got 1.7 million views.
Whew.
So as of right now, it has about 1.9 million views right now. And so that blew up, and I realized, wow, my story can encourage a lot of people. And I decided to share the exact same story on Quora, on YouTube. And that video, what happened is that video actually, I guess it's not viral, but in the span of 3 months, it's at about almost 50,000 views right now. And yeah, I'm here.
Nice, man. So I love the sort of vlog, inspirational. Like I don't watch too many of them, but I like the message. What is I saw you had a video that came out about haters. Who's hating on you? Let's talk about that.
Oh man. Well, when I say haters, I mean, well, let me put my headset on. When I say haters, meaning I'm pretty much, a lot of the people who watch my channel are people who do not have a job, or people who do not have experience. And so for someone like myself, I'm someone that didn't graduate from college. I'm someone who that had no experience in coding, and so not a lot of people will get a job in 3 months like I did. It's not normal. I'm really lucky to get a job in 3 months. And so one way I realized that people could get their foot in the door, since a lot of people aren't getting hired yet, was to intern with a company. And what happened is a lot of people started hating on me, because when I told people to apply for internships, I told them to do it for free. And so what happened is that people started biting back and telling me, Chris, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Why would I?
For free? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say I'm a slave? And a lot of people didn't like that I said that. And so what happened is that a couple of days later, after I shared that video, 3 people got hired as paid interns. But they offered to work for the company for free. But what did they show? They were willing to hustle to get into a company and show their value, instead of trying to make the company just trust that they're okay. And so people didn't like that, but hey, I know what I said was true because 3 people are developers now because of that.
That's good advice. Now, I typically give the opposite advice. Like, I think that if you can get a job, if there's, you should work for it. But I do like the message of showcasing that you're hungry and that that's really, because that's what gets you hired as a junior developer, is a willingness to learn and a willingness to be hungry and go after the role.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually looking for an intern right now too. So,
No. Now, how does your work evaluate what intern is the right fit?
I think one of the best things about my company is that we don't care about a degree. My senior developer, he doesn't have a degree. He literally built our entire system, and he's self-taught. Now, I guess one part you could say is that his dad works at Amazon. His dad is like one of the best programmers out there in regards to servers because he worked for Amazon, and so his dad helped them learn from a young age. But the kind of people we're looking for are those who are hungry, who are passionate, who already was interested in coding, who aren't trying to get into coding now because I said there's an internship available at my company. So anyone who's willing to do whatever it takes. Because I'll tell you this, when I got hired at my company, my technical director, who wasn't even a programmer, was better than me. Mm-hmm. And he told me straight up, he told me a couple of days ago, he said, yeah, Chris, you sucked. We didn't really need you, but you know what? Because you're hungry and because you got along with us, we kept you. And now we believe you that you're passionate because now I could do what I do today.
Yeah, and I know, so there's this misconception to people who kind of have negative attitudes. It's like, you have to have a computer science degree to work in the field, this and that. And I don't have a CS degree. Like, so, and you don't have a CS degree. And here we are, both working developers. And before this phone call, I just got a call from a recruiter like 10 minutes ago. And it's like, they don't care that I don't have a CS degree. Now, granted, you should work hard and you know, and you're going to have to train yourself and you have to promote yourself. Yeah. But it's not the end all be all.
Exactly. I mean, it's not. I mean, having a degree or not doesn't, honestly, having a degree helps, but even if you don't, you just have to work harder. Mm-hmm. But that's what I love about not having a degree, because I get to prove to the world, no matter what standard you set, I'll still push through that barrier. And, you know, so yeah, we don't have a degree. We have to work harder, but that's what makes making it taste even that much better. Yeah.
And I mean, that's just true for life, right? Like if you're going to let the things people tell you can't do, and let you not do it, is that's where you give up? You're not going to make it very far, especially as a developer, because you're always going to struggle. You're always going to be learning, and you're always going to be debugging, and you're going to need to learn. In web development, you need to learn technologies all the time.
Exactly.
So that whole not degree thing, and no one, by the way, no one drop out of school if that's not the message. The message is that it's not the only option.
Exactly. Don't drop out of school. I'll tell you this, if you're at a young age and you can go to school and you have the ability, the funds to go there, go. Because it'll make getting a job that much better, and you could get high, better high paying jobs as well. So if you're in a position to do it, I would suggest to go, mainly because getting a computer science degree or a software development degree brings such a great return of investment that you'll pay off your loan easily compared to other degrees out there.
Now, what is your stance on boot camps? This is a question I like to ask for basically everyone of different skill sets and things like that, because it seems to kind of be almost an industry standard now because there's such high demand.
Yeah. When it comes to boot camps, I mean, they're popping up everywhere. Not just that, they're extremely expensive. Now what I do think is that boot camps can be beneficial if you have the time to do it, but going through a boot camp does not mean you'll get a job right after you graduate. Because I have multiple people emailing me where it's been 5 months since they graduated from a boot camp and they still didn't get a job. So I think boot camps can be worth it. There are actually quite a few boot camps who are trying to sponsor me right now. And I told them I will not even mention the names of my videos unless they let me go through it myself and see what they do, see if it'll help everyone. And so, I mean, it can be beneficial, but honestly, you don't need a boot camp today. I really don't think you do. I mean, still tell me where to go.
Yeah, and at the same time, like I like boot camps. I haven't been through one, but I mean, you have resources like Free Code Camp, which if you do that and you treat it like a boot camp, it's basically a boot camp.
The same thing. Yeah, exactly.
And like I happen to be sponsored by Dev Mountain. They give me a little bit of money every month, and I kind of do a shout out to them. But I've also known people who have gone through the program. One of my good buddies has a YouTube channel, Engineered Truth, and
You know. Mhm.
Yeah, so he went through the Dev Mountain boot camp, and he can speak to the quality of the program, and so I'm okay promoting them. And
Yeah.
it's like if do what works for you, but be aware that when you do go to boot camps or you do go to college, you are going to still need to be self-taught because you're going to learn stuff every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Now, what is so how long have you been a developer for?
I've been a developer for about 9 months. So I just get back into the bootcamp part really quick.
Okay.
Now, I think boot camps are very beneficial if you have the funds and the time to do it. If you can actually, sorry, there's my boss behind me. If you can actually have the time to put in 6 months, learn code consistently, nonstop, and you're in the position to do it, then do it. It will help you get a job faster than teaching yourself. Again, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I don't know how I got a job in 3 months. I was very lucky. So if you have the funds and you can do it, go for it. But don't just trust any boot camp. You have to do your research on that, because there are some, boot camps out there who are really out for your money, who do not want to help you, who are fake. And so I do think Dev Mountain's a good way to go, though. I mean, I've heard of Dev Mountain. I've checked out the stuff, and they're pretty legit.
And like not only do I have someone who's gone through the program, and but I've also met the owner of Dev Mountain, and he seems to be very passionate and wants honest feedback about the program. And like having meet someone at the top there really is a trickle down effect to the rest of the organization. So
I agree. Yeah, I mean, the owner is important too, and that'd be cool. I'd like to speak to them sometime. You never know. But yeah, I've been coding for 9 months professionally.
Nice. Yeah, right. It's always that professionally, like it's how long someone's been paying me to do this shit. Like
exactly. Before that, 3 months.
which is nice, and that's really impressive too, because I don't have a CS degree, but I was a CS student, and then I basically decided to start working, and it took me about 9 months to get my junior level role that I'm in at now.
Wow.
So, and I consider myself self-taught, just because and you don't really learn web development in a CS program. You learn Java and things like that. So I taught myself completely with the fundamentals I already had, JavaScript and jQuery and Angular and things like that, off of free resources. People are like, what books you? I didn't read a single book, guys. I'm telling you the truth.
I still haven't opened a book.
Right?
To this day. Yeah, I know. I don't think you need books nowadays, but I mean, if you're a book person, go for it.
Yeah. What was your best resource when you were trying to get started?
My best resource. People think I'm sponsored by them. I don't know why. It's Team Treehouse. Mm-hmm. I've tried, Code Academy. Code Academy I don't like because there are no videos there to help you learn. It's text based. I've tried Udacity.com. Udacity is pretty good. They're actually sponsored by Google, Uber, AT&T. They invest in Udacity.com. But for me, just the quality of content, the community, and being able to learn quickly, Team Treehouse was the way for me to go.
It's funny that you say there's no videos on Code Academy, because I've actually emailed them saying, look, y'all need to hire me, and I'm going to make videos for your content already, because that's what you're lacking. And I never got a response, and I tweeted at them and stuff like that. But it's because I think they really could expand. All they need to do is every topic have a 3-minute video, just like in Team Treehouse.
Yeah. I can honestly say that I know for a fact that if they don't, I'm sure that's in the works already, but if they don't expand having video tutorials in their website, they will go down. I mean, Team Treehouse is skyrocketing. I think I'm bringing them about 500 people a month now. Udacity is going up there too. So if they don't put a video content out there, I mean, why is YouTube so popular? Because it's video content. And so if Code Academy doesn't do that, I can honestly say they won't last that much longer. But they do have good content.
I think what they're and I this is a theory, but I think they don't have really a social media plan, or they don't respect it also. Because some of you guys may know this, but Code Academy allegedly has millions of emails and 30 million, 60 million, whatever their stupid number is.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know, their YouTube channel, I think I'm about to pass it up myself. Like it's like 15,000. Meanwhile, you have a site, Free Code Camp, which has like 85,000, because they're making video content and they're respecting social media. And I think eventually, it's crazy. Like, how can you have millions of sign ups and like 16,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Exactly. Yeah, kind of crazy. Hopefully I'll catch up to you soon. My goal is to get there within a couple months.
Hey, you're growing, man. Because how many subs are you growing right now a month? Because I thought I looked at you like a week ago and you grew like 500 or 600.
Yeah, I'm going pretty fast. I haven't really kept count, but it looks like about 1,000 subscribers every 3 weeks right now.
There you go. You're growing at basically the same rate as me. I'm growing by about 1,500 a month, something like that. So, and we always want to grow faster, right? Like it's never enough. Till I'm making a full-time salary from YouTube, it's not fast enough. Like,
yeah. But it's nice. I mean, I like doing what I do mainly because I love just speaking to people. I like helping people in general, and the fact that I've seen so many lives change within itself. I'm very humbled by that. Not many people can say they do that. There are a lot of programmers out there that are very big-headed, who don't really want to help people, who think they're too good to help anyone out there. So the fact that I get to do something like this and even communicate with people. I have a Discord channel right now. I started a couple days ago, and it looks like about 5 or 6 people are joining that channel every single day. Community is growing, and just making friends from all around the world. It's the best feeling in the world. It's way better than just playing video games all day for me.
Yeah, it is kind of cool to have kind of like a little community of like people you recognize in your chat, or that they're sharing stuff with you, like, hey, check this out. And it's just like, oh man, this is cool that are people that are passionate about same coding and the same things I am, and they seem to be enjoying it. Because I think that's the hardest part, is kind of enjoying it while you're struggling through it.
I agree. I agree. That is one of the hardest parts. And I think that's when you look back into why you're even doing it in the first place, because it is going to get hard. Even right now, it's hard. For me alone, just to find time to code now because of YouTube is rare. I don't even learn code as much as I used to. So now, just for me to learn PHP today, I'll have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. every day to either go to the gym or learn code, and I'll come to work 3 hours early and study PHP from 6 or 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then code for an additional 7 hours at work, and then create YouTube videos after work. And then so it's intense.
It's that grind, it's that mentality that got you to where you're at, right? And it's like, because I have a similar schedule where I go to work, I come home, and then I start coding or I start doing YouTube. It's the same thing every day. But you have to kind of have that mentality to really be able to teach yourself in 3 months, or to get a job after 3 months and continue to learn. Because in 3 months, you're not going to have all the skills. And in 2 years, you're not going to have all the skills. But to have that mentality is really what's going to propel you.
I think that's it. I mean, willing to sacrifice, willing to do whatever it takes. I know there are people who only, like, for example, when it comes to YouTube, for me, I just want to help out as many people as I can. And what better way to do it than just to document my life every day? I don't have to worry about what content to come out. I literally just think and speak whatever's on my mind on that day, and I put it together on YouTube, put some music on there, and just hustle. And the same thing with learning code. If you want to get there, like Coding Phase said, it's a numbers game. Whatever amount of hours you put in is the amount of hours you put out. But also it depends on the quality of hours you put into. Are you really focusing? Are you really trying to learn right now? Are you watching TV while coding? It's really just the amount of hours you put in, and that's what you get out of it. And I can speak for that from experience alone. When I finally got hired, I put more time into coding than even before I got hired. I would not code only 8 hours a day. I would code 5 hours a day after work. But now I don't do it as much because I know it pretty well now, at least in the front end aspect.
I know it's like as a front end developer, the back end is like the great frontier. Like, am I ready to actually go down that path quite yet?
I want to. I really want to. I'm begging my technical director every day. Can I learn? Can I start working on PHP? Can I start building things? I want to get better. I don't want to stay where I am. I want to be better than everyone else at my company, but that can't happen until they let me work on back end stuff. So the goal is for these next 2 weeks, I'm only sleeping like 4 hours a day, and I'm learning code PHP 3 hours a day. And so the goal of my technical director is to have me actually work a real live project for the next 2 weeks. Because with my company, what I've been doing is that I've been working with big companies. I've worked with Kevin Durant. I've worked with big nonprofit organizations that I can't say. And so it's cool to be able to do that, but I want to be able to create not just the front end aspect, but now the back end.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also the next like evolution of your career, right? Because front end is like 30% of the jobs, and full stack is like 60, and then you have only back end is like 10. As a developer, typically like this for people who are maybe trying to get into get a junior role is typically you'll start as a front end developer, but if you're full stack, you'll go from there. But typically you want to start before you have to learn the front end most of the time for the back end to make sense.
Yeah, I agree. Also, right now, what's big right now in the tech industry are full stack developers. A lot of times, I mean, even with my company, we don't just want someone that knows only front end or someone who only knows back end. The intern we just took in recently knows back end, but he's able to learn front end development quickly. That's why we took him in. And so I think that's really big right now, is that you don't just stay comfortable with one side, that you don't become lazy just staying in front end or back end, but you really make it a goal to know everything. That doesn't have to specifically mean you have to know all the languages out there, but know a stack. Whether it's mean stack, whether it's lamb stack, whatever it's pancake stack, whatever it is, just go all out on it.
Yeah, and so that's like a good thing to say, because I encourage people to actually study things they don't use at work, because you're already going to spend 40 hours a week studying that. So whatever you're not coding in at work, study that in the off hours, and hopefully it works out with you as well.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question though. I've seen your videos. What is that smog that comes out to the
smog? How dare you, sir? No, this is
what is that?
No, it's an essential oil diffuser. My girlfriend got me started on it a while back, and I absolutely love it, man. I encourage everybody to get one. It's basically just mist. It's smelly mist that I like.
Smelly mist. That's funny, man.
Yeah, man. It's like aromatherapy sort of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. You'd be surprised how many people comment about that. Like it's like a really intriguing thing, I guess.
That's pretty funny.
So
Cool.
I know you say you're studying PHP. Are you the type to do a lot of side projects, or is like YouTube your side project,
yeah.
right?
It's interesting because of YouTube and because I know a lot of people in general. A lot of people have been asking me to create, websites for them on the side, freelance projects. But with my job, and I get paid pretty well, I don't need to do those projects. For example, 2 people reached out to me asking me if I can make a website for them, but yeah, I just don't have the time for that right now. My side project, my side hustle is YouTube. I believe that by putting so much effort into YouTube and helping so many people and making that my genuine goal, that and a good investment in return, in result of that I will get paid back for that in the future. So that's why YouTube is my side hustle right now. But I do make a bunch of websites every single day.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I always have a dream of starting a big side project, but it's so hard to, and with so little time. And you get people that reach out and they want tutoring, or they want mentorship, or they want you to build something. And like I offer to charge a rate to do like 1 hour sessions, but to take on full projects, oh man, like
it's tough. With YouTube, it's tough.
Because YouTube is basically a part-time job if you really take it seriously.
Yeah, editing for one video, depending on how much effort I want to put, and I want to make sure all my videos have good quality content, it takes about 3 hours to edit, 1 hour to export it, photos, a thumbnail, not including vlogging. So it takes up a lot of time. I think I put in about 25 hours a week on YouTube alone, and that's not even including commenting on everyone's comments on my videos, on responding to Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Emails take forever to respond to because they have the most detailed emails in the world. It's like an essay. And so so yeah, it's a full-time job, honestly.
Yeah, man, I respect the hustle and the grind. It's so great to talk to someone doing the same thing, because it's like I feel it, man. It's like it's great because people are caring about your content, they're respecting you as a developer, but at the same time, it's like shit, man. I got 2 jobs basically. I ain't got time to take on this third.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. But you know what? I'm actually considering it because I'm building a strong relationship with my subscribers, where so many people are asking me to make websites now, where I might just ask a subscriber, hey, help me out, and you can take 50% of it. Help them get experience.
And I've done something similar where someone couldn't afford paying what I would charge hourly, and so I had people I knew who I would take 25%, and they charge the lesser rate and ship it to them. It's basically you get enough of that, you start your own business. Like that's the gist of it.
Yeah, that's actually my goal. I haven't said it yet on YouTube, on my vid channel, but my goal is to start my own company on the side eventually as my channel grows, and I'll use YouTube to help me do that. So I'm excited. I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm even I'm on the works of even starting my own clothing line too, called Dev's Life.
Oh, I like
And
that.
so I already have it copyrighted. I'm just looking for quality fabric, and so yeah, I'm
I think
excited.
there's a big market for like tech clothing, because I think there's not too much
No one
out
does.
there.
No
Yeah.
one does it. No one good. And I'm gonna be the best.
Yeah.
100% confident. I'm gonna be the best, and I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hey,
a little cocky there. But
hey, no, it's all right to be passionate and be like, look, man, I'm gonna kill it. Like, it's all right. When that happens, let me know. I'd love to check it out, because that's one thing that I like. If you look behind me, I have 3 like coding posters that from a company that does something similar.
wow.
So I love that stuff, man. I really
Yeah.
do.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah. Let me ask you, like, how long have you been doing your channel? How long has it been around?
So about a year and 8 months, I would say officially. A year and 8 months. So it's been a bit of a grind. My goal was a little bit different than yours though. My goal had always been to start coding, or to learn, to basically reinforce my learning, and then create a video portfolio that would help me get a junior developer role. And it accomplished that. And I found that at the end of it, I'm making a little bit of money, growing all right, and I kind of was more passionate about it than I realized. So it's
Nice.
it's been a long year and 9 months, but it's been a very pleasant year and 9 months. I could have probably decided to give up on it 6 months ago and been satisfied, but I was just too passionate about kind of going to the next level, the next frontier.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool, man. That's great. How's it been at your company? It's a little stressful? No.
I've had only 2 stressful weeks. I'm in one of them right now. So, yeah, right. So I'm actually working. Typically, I work the standard 40 hours a week, but this week I'm working probably close to 80, because we're launching basically like our beta, if you will. So it's
Wow.
game day. I'm actually in 20 minutes, like on call essentially, and so we're in it to win it right now. But yeah, so for the most part, I got nothing but great things to say about my work. I love it. They're paying me well. It's the best job I ever had. They bought me monsters. That goes a long way for me.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah.
Make it a goal on every video I put up. There has to be a monster there. A monster and a muffin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, it seems like
That's cool, man.
it seems like you're working in a nice workplace as well by looking at the surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my office. This is called the Developers Corner on my channel. If you want to
Uh-huh.
check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Tustin area. Here's my office. Here's my laptop, my monster. And this will be my office soon, I hope. But yeah.
Nice, man. So, what were you doing before you became a developer?
Oh man. Before I became a developer, I was an executive assistant. That's all I could do. That's all I knew. I honestly my weakest strengths, or my weakest point, weakest skill in my life is like spelling and typing, and
That's a rough weakness for an executive assistant.
yeah, I know exactly. So I Googled every single day how to spell something. Actually, even to this day at my company, the clients get upset. Hey, why is there a spelling error and all these things? But yeah, I was an executive assistant. And I almost became a server at a restaurant. I had the cheapest jobs. I was a nanny for 3 months. So pretty much I just did whatever it took to survive.
I feel you, man. I was a student. I was a Lyft driver. I was a pizza delivery driver. I was a construction guy. Like, you got to, when you don't have any money, you got to go find some. Like, so I completely get it. I respect the grind, man.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to get into numbers if it makes you feel uncomfortable, but was the pay jump from executive assistant to developer quite a bit?
Yep. To be exact, a $15,000 increase in salary.
There you go.
And I'm about to get another raise, and it's nice. I'm not negative on my bank account anymore. I don't have any more overdraft fees. I'm not living off cup of noodles anymore. yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's gonna get up there. I'm in California, fortunately,
Mm-hmm.
and I pay no rent, so it's really
Oh,
nice.
there you go, saving that money. And it's a surreal time to be a developer because being so in demand, but also going from being like flat ass broke. Like I don't know how broke you were, but I was broke as shit, and just being able to actually afford things like actual food, not some cup of noodles, right? And being able
Yeah,
to invest money, it's a good feeling,
yeah,
and it kind of doesn't feel real.
yeah, exactly. It's the best. Honestly, I remember I cried the day I got hired. I put it on Twitter. Thank you, Treehouse, for helping me get a job in 3 months. And because, oh man, just thinking about it, man, it's kind of crazy because even in my family, everyone in my family is like struggling and having hardships. But now I'm paying for their bills. I'm not saving much because I'm helping my family now. But the fact that I'm able to support them, the fact that my mom's no longer hungry, the fact that I could even get married soon to my girlfriend, it's unreal. It seems like it's not supernatural, but it seems like something you never thought would ever happen because I made mistakes in my life. I didn't go to college. I didn't get a degree that could help me get a job. I was lazy and all I wanted to do is play video games. And so the fact that I get to get out of that, it's the best feeling in the world. And I know there are a lot of people right now who are watching. There are a lot of people right now who, are struggling. And so just know that really code is the way to go. It's the future. And I see it right now. And we need more developers. My company is growing too fast to the point that we sort of can't handle all the clients we have anymore. So, man, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, man. It's nice when like sometimes we forget why we're grinding, but when it finally pays off, it really is the best feeling in the world. That's why,
Yes.
like, some people are like, dude, why are you so happy? It's like, because I can afford food, man. Like I remember those days. It wasn't that long ago, man. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well,
No,
I'm glad to hear things are going so well for you, man.
it's like even my family. Not a lot of people know this, but I was in special ed. I was one of those people who rode the yellow bus. People were on the bus, not then talked down. That's what they were called. And I was on that bus because I was born with a deficiency. I had a very slow brain, or I couldn't even speak straight. Sometimes I stutter in my videos, and I try to cut it off because I still have that problem. And I was one of the people that my family thought would struggle the rest of my life because I was really slow. 6 months rather than 9 months. I was born 3 months premature. So even with my family, they were so amazed at the fact that I was able to succeed the way I do. I have my brothers who got a master's degree, and I make more than him now. I'm doing, YouTube is sort of blowing up for me. So, past was, man, it doesn't matter where you came from. If you were a worm in the world, if you came from dirt, if you put in the hard work, if you have that passion, you'll succeed. But don't listen to people out there because everyone told me, Chris, don't try to go in coding. You're not smart enough. My whole family told me that. They saw me making YouTube videos, walking around with my cell phone, like, what are you doing, Chris? And now I have almost 3,000 subscribers. So don't ever listen to what people tell you. Just go for it. Imagine how good it'll feel to finally achieve what you've been dreaming for. So I really hope that all 3,000 subscribers of mine get there too. And that's what I really want more than anything.
Yeah,
and I'm excited. I get emails every day. Chris, I got hired. Chris, I got hired. Chris, I got 2 interviews. What do I do? What do I do? So it's the best feeling in the world, man.
it really is, and it's
You and I are very much.
yeah, man. That's why like when things work, when it does pay off, you want other people to have that. You're like, I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna take work away from me or money away from me. I want us all to be at this place where we're doing well. And like Code has done that for both of us, and I love that, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, and even my company may not be the best company in the world, but I'm very thankful for them because they gave me a chance. I wouldn't have hired myself. I know how bad it was. I wouldn't have hired me, but they did, and so man, it's I'm thankful, but I can't wait. Everyone watching right now, I know you'll get there too. Don't give up. If you have any questions, hit up Coding 360.
Yeah. Find that motivation. Find what motivates you guys. And sometimes you have to maybe hit the bottom where you're like, for me, I always tell the story about how like I had, my mom brought me groceries, and like because I couldn't afford food, and and that was it's just like something that was unacceptable for me. And
Yeah.
that was me. I've decided to get serious about life. I stopped playing video games. Kind of the same, right? It seems to be a growing trend. We're spending too much time playing video games because you're trying to escape for how fucked up life is, and so you play, and it's kind of eats itself. But you have to get serious, and sometimes just say, look, devote 100% to the grind, and I'm gonna get there. I don't know when, but I'm gonna just grind it out and get there, and it's gonna feel great when I get there.
Yeah.
And you have to maintain and stay motivated, man.
Exactly, man. I mean, that's it. You just, you have to remember why you're doing it. True, if you're doing it for the money, just for the money, it's hard. I mean, everyone does it for the money. But just check it out and see if you enjoy it, and just imagine where you can be from a couple of years from now, if not a couple months. So, I mean, you never know. And my life changed in 3 months. I went from not even being able to afford good medicine and health insurance to now being able to buy the best medicine, but paying for the best insurance in a matter of months, because I was willing to sacrifice. I was willing to do whatever it took, even if that meant sleeping less to get where I am today. So, I mean, that's how it goes.
Nice. Now, so where can people find you? If I watch this interview, I would want to follow your channel and your Facebook and Twitter. Where can people find you?
Well, if anyone's watching right now, if you guys can put comment in it below, but it's youtube.com/Chris Sean. Chris Sean. Yeah, just hit me up on there. My social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat is real Chris Sean. And I respond to all my messages. I respond to every email. It might take days now to respond, but on Twitter, I respond almost immediately every single time. So if anyone wants to hit me up, check me out there, and I'll be more than willing to help you out.
Well, thank you again so much, man. We'll have to do it again. I feel motivated talking to you. I'm like, I hope everyone stays motivated and keeps working hard, and it'll pay off for you.
You're my music, but you tear me to pieces. So where does it come from?